Welcome to this session, and in this session we're going to be considering variable, and this is one of the tools that you use to make your CSS file more professional and more stress-free. Now, variable is just entities that you define by yourself as the writer of a particular CSS file, and it contains some specific values that you can reuse throughout your CSS document. So let's say you have a paragraph, and in this paragraph you have some random words of maybe 34, and you see that the paragraph is up here now. Let's say you come here, and let's say for your roots you actually set. So now to define variable is just like a space that you define some values, so that if you need to change those values, you don't have to be changing it in every appearances of the values. All you just need to do is change this one in one place, and it will be affected in all the other places in the document. So to set a variable, you can just set a double dot. Let's say the main bag, let's call it main. Of course, your variable name should be more descriptive so that you understand it and you not use it as a point of confusion for yourself. So let's set the main background color. Let's define the name as main background color, and let's set it to maybe F1. Yeah, F1, put a semicolon. Let's set another variable name. Let's say the main text color. So that's like the primary text color. Let's set this to maybe 333. That's 63, just for short form sake. So once you put this double dot, it means you are defining a variable. So main font size, you can define as much as possible as far as your design will take you. Let's set the main font size to be 16 pixels. So this is the variable declaration. So we have been able to declare the variable here. Now let us see how to use it. So let's say for the entire body of the document, you want to set the background color now. Instead of it to now set it to maybe you set it to F1, and you want to set the background color of a section, you do the same thing. Set the background color of an article, you do the same thing. Now let's say, oh, the user say, I want to change it from F1, I want to change it to maybe just F2. That means you have to go to all the appearance of F1, just start changing it, which will be very stressful and not efficient. So what you just need to do, if you are using this variable, you just change it in this one appearance of the variable, and it's pick up for every other places that appear. So if you want to apply this variable, you just use the var function, and you bring the variable name here. So main background color. So if you save it now, you see that the background, let me make it red now. So I can just change it here, and I see that the variable is reflecting here. So it doesn't mean, like, even if I use it in 1,000 places, once I change it once here, it applies to all. It applies to all. Now, of course, you can also use it in another way. Maybe color. You want to set the color of your page, and to use that variable that you have defined, you just call the var function, and you define the variable name main text color. Terminate it to semicolon. You save it. See that our text has changed to white, but let me save it. Text is not showing. Now let's make it something blue, so that blue will show on that particular color. So push, I'm going to go and set it as main page color, so it should be main text color. So let me bring it back to the 3. So now you see now that the color change, and of course you can still define it as maybe the font size. You're using the variable that you define. You can use it several times. Define the var function, main font size, save it. Of course, it will change to 16 pixel, and you can also use values that is not defined as variable, even while you're using variable. Maybe you want to set this to a padding of 20 pixel. It does not mean that, okay, because I've now started defining every value that you now want to define, you now start writing variable for it. You just define a variable name for a value that you know that you'll be using several times, so that you not be, if you need to change it, you now have to be looking for every appearance and start changing it. So that is that. Of course, you can also see it in action in another way. Maybe for your H1, you can also want to define maybe a font size, and you want to do some calculation. CSS also allow you to do some calculation, maybe multiply, subtract, division. You use this calc function. So in this calc function, I'm passing the variable of my main font size. So the main font size, so let's say I want to multiply it by 1.5. So anything that the main font size is, multiply it by 1.5, that's like 150%. So it will take the variable font size, which in this case is 16 pixel, multiply by 1.5. So if I say multiply by 2, that's 32, but multiply by 1.5, multiply by 1.5, and it set the size to it. So that is that about that. That is all about that, and about setting variables. So it's always a good idea for you to use this method, so that you make your code cleaner and more professional.